good sleep is everything. That's why Ollie's Science Back Support is made with a blend of melatonin and L-theanine for both kiddos and grown-ups. So when your mind won't switch off, you've got something that can help. Your racing thoughts and restless nights won't stand a chance. Find Ollie Sleep Solutions for the whole family at ollie.com. That's OLLY.com.
Welcome to the RuPaul's Drag Race Recap Show for Season 18, Episode 9, titled Fanny, the Hardknock Ball, the Rusical. My name's Joe Batanz, and I am joined, as always... I was trying to think of an Annie pun and, like... I mean, the thing... From the podcast, bravo, effing bravo, please say hello to Nathan Patrick Brown. Hello, Nathan.
Hello, Joe. How's my real life Miss Shenanigans going?
Is that what? Because I was gonna. What I would realize right now is, but I didn't write it in the script. Is, Daddy Warbucks is sort of your type.
Oh, I love a Daddy Warbucks.
Oh, really?
I love a bald man, and if he's rich, hello.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's a billionaire.
Yeah.
Anyway, how are you doing, Nathan?
Yeah, I'm pretty good. But do you feel like a Miss Shenanigans, like just like with all your little podcast co-hosts, like the little girls? Yeah. You're just fucking sick of them all.
Little fags. Everywhere I go, I can see them. Speaking of, Christian and Robert and I are on a...
Speaking of little fags.
Yeah, speaking of little fags. Christian and Robert and I on a group thread.
Yeah.
Right? And I saw this TikTok of this really flamboyant gay Mexican guy telling some cracked out story about how he just started hooking up with a cholo on the grass somewhere. And I put it in the thread. I'm like, it's giving Christian, like every story Christian tells.
Okay.
And he was like really offended by that. I don't know. It's really weird. Yeah. Anyway, by the way, Nathan and I had a pretty lengthy conversation over at Just Between Us Girls, and you can get that over at the executive tier over on patreon.com/afterthoughtmedia. By the way, I don't mention this. I don't know if I've done this yet. Is it that? What show is it? There's some show that we do. Oh, sorry. It's Hallmark Homos. All right. I'll plug Hallmark Homos since this is going to Patreon. Hallmark Homos is an expensive tier show, but if you're like, first of all, expensive tier, I believe, is sold out. But even if you're like, I don't want to be an expensive tier, I just want Hallmark Homos, you can buy the episode. I think you can even buy the season of Hallmark Homos.
Oh, great.
Future episodes, current episodes, all that. So just go to your Patreon app and go to collections, and the Hallmark Homos collection, the current season is there, and you can either buy it by episode or you can buy it by the season and go ahead and do that if you want to.
Fun.
All right. This week, the girls play a game of cast superlatives, and for the Maxi Challenge, the girls must perform in a musical send-up of Annie. On the runway, the category is Beige Against the Machine. On the main stage, Jane Don't is named the winner of the challenge, while Juicy Love Dion and Athena Love Dion are placed in the bottom two, forcing them to face off in a lip-sync battle for their lives. In the end, Juicy was told, "Shantae, you stay," while Athena was asked to sashay away. Nathan Patrick Brown named 2 things you liked about the episode and 1 thing you did not.
Well, I liked this rusical for the most part. I thought the concept was good. Like, I got that they were doing like what Cats is on Broadway at the moment, but with Annie.
Angelical Ball, yeah.
Mm-hmm, yeah, I understood that that's what they were going for, and I feel like it landed. And it felt more like well thought out than previous other rusicals. And the other thing I liked was that they did sing. Yeah, it wasn't live, but at least it wasn't that same like voiceover Doris that they always use. So I liked that we at least had singing in a rusical again. So that was good.
Yeah.
What I didn't like was the judging and the lip sync, it just felt very manipulative and forced, trying to get Athena and Juicy in the bottom two together. I think, they only did that for the mother-daughter lip sync, and that lip sync didn't land for me because it felt so forced, and it actually really turned me off. I didn't like that at all.
I'm almost wondering, are you, because, Nathan has a tendency to go get his opinions other places, Did you steal this from The Big Takeaway, the show you listen to every week before you listen to our show?
Surprisingly, I haven't heard that this week.
Yeah, because The Big Takeaway was late this week because, well, we addressed this on The Big Takeaway, but...
Well, I assume you would. I mean, that is the major talking point of the show, but I really didn't like how forced it was.
No, I was going to say, we mentioned that there were technical difficulties and Lori was in a pissy mood.
Right.
And Nathan wrote some snarky comment on Patreon when I announced that.
Yeah, so you've already given your thoughts on The Big Takeaway, but
yeah, but you haven't heard it. That's what makes this show fresh.
Do you want to tell me your thoughts then?
Well, when we get to that part, we'll talk about it. We're not there yet.
Okay. Well, that's my one thing I didn't like.
Okay. All right. After Mia's elimination, the girls enter the workroom we do a break first. Okay, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to actually jump into you heard what I'm going to say. All right. Right after this break.
At DSW, we ask the important questions, like, what shoes are you going to wear? Whether you're prepping for wedding season, festival season, or just planning the ultimate vacay, the right shoes can make or break an RSVP. So own the moment. You've got big plans, and we've got just the shoes. At the perfect price, of course. Get ready to get ready with Designer Shoe Warehouse. Head to your DSW store or DSW.com today, and let us surprise you.
Experience a membership that backs your business journey with American Express Business Platinum. When you pay with membership rewards points for all or part of an eligible flight booked with a qualifying airline through Amex Travel, you can get 35% of those points back, up to 1 million points back per calendar year. American Express Business Platinum. There's nothing like it. Terms apply. Learn more at americanexpress.com/business-platinum.
There's no one like you, and there never will be.
From the producer Bohemian Rhapsody, there are many legends, but there is only one. Michael, rated PG-13, in theaters April 24.
And we are back. After Mia's elimination, the girls enter the workroom to decompress and de-drag. The girls process Mia's elimination. Athena feels the loss. And Kenya receives praise for her survival. Juicy reflects on her drag persona after a comment from Rue. Meanwhile, Mikey and Jane feel increased pressure following recent wins and successes. The next day, the girls enter the workroom ready for the challenge ahead. Later, RuPaul entered the workroom to announce this week's mini challenge. It's called Grinder. I Hardly Knew Her. A mini challenge where queens vote on who is most likely to do various things like about being verse and who's verse, who's hook up and drag. In the end, Discord and Kenya tie for the win. All right, let's take this in little pieces. First, let's take everything that happened right after Mia's elimination. What are your thoughts on this here, Nathan?
Well, once again, we have Jane being super fucking annoying, complaining about not having had a win recently whilst she's in the top every single week. And she's like, I'm worried I'm falling behind the pack. And it's like, what?
I think she's actually getting to like a record breaking run. I think she has an episode or two before she like breaks a record, but yeah.
That's crazy. And it's the same soundbite from her every single week that, she's falling behind. She's falling behind. It's like, bitch, you're at the top. Like, it's actually crazy at this point.
Yeah. Any other thoughts on this segment?
Well, and on like the who's got wins, who doesn't have wins or whatever, I don't feel like we should be counting the talent show weeks as wins. Like, that wasn't judged by Rue, so like I feel like it doesn't count.
That's a good point. Sure. I don't even know who won the talent show weeks. Oh, Athena
and Juicy for her second one, and then like Mia and I can't remember the other one.
So I want to talk about the very beginning when they start talking to Juicy and they're like, girl, are you okay? And she gets like really emotional. And then they play a clip and RuPaul goes, who are you? And I go, that's the question that made her fall apart?
Yeah.
Right. And she's not like, I didn't know what to say. I don't know. Right. And I was like, she needs to get a thicker skin. And then like literally I like looked down and looked up. Like it was a half a second. She's like, I was addicted to drugs. And I was like, where did this come from?
Yeah.
You know, I think she was trying to get that in because I was like, how did that come up based on RuPaul saying, who are you?
Well, it's a hard question to answer, the old who are you thing when Ru says it, because you don't actually like it doesn't mean anything, you know? Like Ru saying, I don't know who you are. It's like, well, what the fuck are you meant to say to that? Like you can't really say anything.
Make a joke. I'm Juicy Love Dion. What's wrong with your memory, Ru?
Well, yeah, that's funny, but also just saying I'm Juicy Love Dion doesn't say who you are either. You know what I mean? So it's like I don't think there's a way to win. I guess.
Yeah, but then they've already fucking done these by this point, because you know they don't film these Meet the Queens. They film them either like I think they film like right after the first episode. It's around there, early episodes. We're on episode 9 now, right? So she's already like, my name's Juicy Love Dion, and I'm the dancing diva from I'm the Milky Millionaire from Miami, Florida, or whatever she says, right?
Yeah, she was something from Mykonos as well, remember?
Juicy Love Dion. Oh, yeah, because Athena got mad.
Well, yeah.
Wait, I think it might be here in my notes here. See, this is why I keep a folder of notes now.
I couldn't remember if it was Athena that got mad or that you got mad on behalf of Athena.
The other thing, too, is even... This is where I might get to be able to use ChatGPT, because this is one of those things where... Okay, so I have the transcripts uploaded to ChatGPT, so I can go back to Meet the Queens.
I mean, yeah, you could. It doesn't really matter, but you could.
I do. It does matter. All right, Nathan, I've looked at the transcript of what she said about herself. This is what she should have told RuPaul.
Okay.
She said, hi, I'm Juicy Love Dion from Miami, Florida. I'm a dancing diva. I love to move. I love to perform. I love to entertain. There we go. By the way, she's a really bad performer. She's a great dancer. But like we've seen her in the performance challenges, and I guess she doesn't say she's a comedy queen or anything.
And yet she still won Saturday Night Live, you know.
Well, she won RDR Live. Right. RuPaul's Drag Race, not Saturday Night. That's what Mikey Meeks thinks she won. You know. Okay, so so she falls apart when RuPaul asks her, who are you? Meanwhile, the producers ask her that. By the way, what's funny about that now is you have to go through several rounds of interviews to get on this show, right? I'm sure the who are you, why should you be on this show question was asked. You would think that would be very prepared. It's a question she's had to answer multiple times to be on this show.
Anyway. Yeah, but I also think it's not a bad strategy to withhold some things early on so you can reveal stuff as you go. Like you're sort of giving yourself a story arc. I don't know if she's doing that on purpose, but she's got that growth story arc, which I think actually can really help a queen in this show. You know, because like next week, if she comes out and she has an emotional moment on the main stage, Ru's gonna fucking love it. You know, like I could really help. I see what
you're saying, but like I also think it's an unfair question for Ru to ask her, because again, the producers have asked her this, so they should know as well. And in other words, if they put a drag queen, if they cast a drag queen on the show that doesn't have a point of view, then that's on them. She's been through multiple rounds of interviews. They would know if she had a point of view. All right, let's go to the next day. Let's jump over there. Next day, they come in. They're ready for the challenge. Anything before RuPaul comes in for the mini challenges. Not long.
No.
There is a thing where like Nini says something that I go, oh, here we go. Nini has a gun. And then they have to explain. I go, I don't know what you're referencing. This is like another weird inside joke that I don't get. And they try and explain it, but it was just like, they didn't show any examples and clips of what they're talking about. And I was like, well, another inside joke we don't get that they think is going to be a big deal.
It came out of nowhere because they're sort of acting like this Nini's a shade assassin, like she's Bianca Del Rio, and we have not seen any evidence of that.
Yeah, we've seen no evidence of this. They don't know that, though, but we haven't seen any evidence. Then we have the mini challenge. Grinder, I hardly know her. We've seen this before where they'd be like, who's the most likely to do this? And then they have to vote. There's points awarded based on that. I had no thoughts on it. I think it was pretty standard. I didn't think there were any big surprises or shocking moments. But did you have any thoughts, Nathan?
Well, I loved that they had the pit crew just stand there to help keep score. Like, that was just so pointless.
Yeah.
The only question that really mattered was who's the queen that's most likely to go home. All the rest was just fluff. They said Kenya, and I'm just wondering, like, did you have a queen in your mind that you thought would be going home this week when you watched it at this point in time?
Kenya.
Right.
I agreed with them. I would have held Kenya's photo.
I could have seen Kenya. I also kind of thought maybe it was Darlene's time to go. Not because she's doing poorly, but just because I figured she's got to go eventually. And I was like, might be this week.
I think Darlene just skates by.
She is, yeah.
We haven't seen her utterly fail, though.
No.
She's just sort of floating in this Cameron Michaels amorphous area.
Well, I mean, she failed last week, but like, yeah, it was not as bad as others. Yeah.
Last week. What was last
Snatch
week
game with her Mrs. Claus.
But we didn't see it. We didn't see it.
But we didn't see it.
They're protecting her. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts?
No.
All right. For this week's Maxi Challenge, the queens will act, sing, and vogue in the rusical Fanny, the Hardknock ball. Later in the workroom, the queens get to work on selecting their roles. This leads to a conflict between Mikey and Nini for the lead role of Fanny. After an audition, the group votes for Mikey to get the role, but Nini refuses to accept the decision. In a strategic move, Mikey offers the role up to Nini, but Nini opts to take the role of Big Peppa instead. We'll get to who gets what roles when we get to the rusical. On the main stage, the girls record their vocals with Leland. Juicy gives monotone, while Athena gives Dr. Seuss. Later during the choreo session with Jamal Sims, Juicy and Kenya burn down Paris. Meanwhile, Discord and Nini are giving more mayo than spice. It's elimination day and the girls get ready for the runway. Mikey hopes her performance will land her another win. The queens discuss the importance of musical theater to queer expression. Meanwhile, Juicy admits that Athena can be ruthless. Let's take this piece by piece. RuPaul gives the rusical maxi challenge. Then they go to the workroom to assign the roles. There's a little bit of a thing between Mikey and Nini about the role of Fanny, and it gets resolved. Did you have any thoughts here on this?
Yeah, I had a few. I'm glad they auditioned. I was grateful for that, even though it seemed to just be like one line of dialogue each. I'm glad they auditioned because for me personally, I thought Mikey was much better than Nini, and it was like quite evident. I don't know who made like Jane Don't, the fucking casting director. I don't know why she was leading all of that. That was annoying to me. But yeah, I thought Mikey was so obviously so much better than Nini. And when Nini was sort of like, wait, do I have to accept the decision? And it's like, yes, bitch. Like, did you think you just killed that audition? Like this Nini is becoming crazy town to me. Like I'm not understanding her perspective at all in this because like you're not backing up what you're selling.
By the way, and the editors were smart to put this in, to go with what you said, is I can't remember who was sort of running the audition. Was it Jane?
Yes.
Okay. So Jane says to Nini, before they start the audition, the winner who we decide will get Fanny, and the other one will take Black Peppa. Right? That what it called? Yeah.
Yes.
Or Big Peppa, right? Black Peppa was a contestant from Drag Race
Big
UK.
Peppa.
Will take the role of Big Peppa, right? And Nini repeats it back to her. Nini says, whoever doesn't get it will take Big Peppa. Got it. They audition. The cast votes in favor of Mikey. She's like, I'm not going to do it. Right? You agreed to abide by the vote. But you know what we're seeing here? I think Robert's like this a lot too, is people who have any kind of privilege.
You are a Nini Coco assassin with a gun sometimes with Robert.
What is that? Robert doesn't listen to this show.
Okay.
Right?
Sorry, you were saying privilege?
Yeah, Robert's not going to hear this. I'm sure Nini likes to operate in a world where she just always gets her way, you know? She's conventionally attractive. You know, look, she's not the hottest person in the world, right?
No.
I think she's good for this cast, right? But I just saw this TikTok of this gay couple. It's a white guy and a Filipino guy. I know he's Filipino. It comes up in a second. And they're like, smash or pass RuPaul's Drag Race Season 18 edition, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they go through and they literally pass on everyone. The white guy does say smash on Mandy Mango, and I think he has to because his boyfriend's Filipino.
Yeah.
Right?
Sure.
But the Filipino guy's like, I wouldn't. He's like, really? He's like, yeah, babe, yeah, right? So I'm like, okay, he has to do that one. And then they smash only two people. Darlene Mitchell and Nini Coco.
Oh, not
And
even
like,
Athena?
Nope. The two most vanilla white people ever. And I'm like, this is the problem with gay culture right now.
Sure.
This is the problem with gay culture. Like, Jane's not going to get it because she's chunky, right? Kenya, you can almost hear them like, no, right? Discord's even too weird for them. You know? They were so like, no on Mikey, Meeks, and Briar Blush, right? It's like the most boring vanilla white people they were into.
And it seems like they don't want femme presenting people, and it's like, they're drag queens. You know, like,
Yeah.
maybe don't play this game with just drag queens.
Yeah.
Then.
I know. So anyway, so then this Nini, going back to Robert and Nini, is they're not used to being told no. And so when they're told no, like, it's almost like it doesn't compute. It doesn't make any sense. Like, he's like, wait, I didn't get what I want, right? But they're smart enough to know, like, we're like, well, okay, I can't throw a tantrum, right? It's very leveled. It's very, very layered. Because what I mean is there's a lot going on very quickly. So they didn't go their way. And they're like, what? I didn't get what I want? And they start to feel a type of way. But then they're like, well, okay, I can't show that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then there is a level where they think they're way smarter than everybody in the room. So they think, okay, I'm just going to blow past this because these people are so dumb that I'll be able to outmaneuver them with my techniques, right? I'll be able to outmaneuver them with my techniques and get one past them. But he wasn't. You know, Nini Coco wasn't able to do that, right? And so, because then where we go to is then Nini Coco's like, now he's trying to get any role, right?
Yeah, anything.
And
but
someone comments,
Big
and this
Peppa.
is true, you can start to see Nini hit her thought process live on air where she's trying to, and we did see this when she was doing this with the other thing that she was, the girl group, I think it was.
Well, the girl group's where she lost her voice conveniently.
Well, yeah, I know. All of a sudden she lost her voice. But she's trying to outsmart the challenge. She's trying to outsmart the challenge. She's like, I'm really smart. I can outsmart this. I can outsmart the producers. And she's trying to do that right there in front of us.
The talent show week.
Yeah.
Picking weeks, yeah.
Yeah. So, and, you know, she was trying to do that right in front of them. And she thinks that they're so stupid they're not going to figure that out. But they're onto her game.
Yes. Well, I mean, I do think as soon as Mikey said, okay, well, then you be Fanny and I'll take Big Peppa. That's when she was like, oh, when this has happened in previous seasons, like sometimes that backfires and the person who gets the lead will go home. You know, like if you fight for it too hard the wrong way. So I think she did save herself in this moment because I think if she ended up being Fanny, she would have been in the bottom for sure.
100%. And I want to say this too. I want to say what Nathan's talking about because it's going to become important later from something I bring up. What Nathan is talking about, because there are some people who just don't watch the show, Nathan, just listen to our podcast, is at a certain point when Mikey, so Nini's having a little fit because she didn't win the vote. And so she's kind of like bugging out right there. And so Mikey's like, no, you know what? You can have it. That's fine. I'll take Big Peppa. And then this really short circuits Nini's brain and doesn't know what to do. Right.
It's like you see the steam coming out of her ears, like with the malfunctioning cogs in her brain. Like she really falters. Yeah. So, well, I think that really threw her for a loop. 'Cause I'm sure in her brain, she did account for, okay, if I lose the vote, this happens, this happens, this happens, this happens. She didn't account for, it's kind of like Sauron in The Lord of the Rings. Is that Sauron like totally had played out every situation of how it was going to work, but never accounted for the hobbits. Because he always assumed that because everyone would fall prey to the ring and the power of the one ring. Didn't account for someone being able to not fall prey to the power of the ring. And so didn't account for that, and that's why they were able to defeat him. Well, I mean, Sauron, to Sauron's credit, Frodo wasn't going to throw that ring into the fire. No, he wasn't. Frodo was going to keep that shit. It was just like convenient that Gollum bit his finger off, No, 100%. That's why Sam is the true hero of the story. Preach. But look, I mean, that is like, look at that. Frodo, a hobbit with even, but like, look, he was even going to fall prey to it, right? But, and he was, a hobbit in theory is the strongest. Totally. Yeah. So anyway, going back, it's the same thing here. Is Nini's like Sauron? She accounted for every situation, but not Mikey then giving up the role. Not Mikey giving her what she wanted. Yeah, I just think Nini, she flopped like a fucking fish. I thought she just came across like a real big loser in this scene. Like, you got what you wanted, and now you're having a panic attack about it. You're a loser. Like, I thought she would be like a huge front runner coming into this, and she's performed well. I like her looks, but personally, I don't think she's got what it takes to be America's Next Drag Superstar. She has not got the cunt. Very interesting. Well, she, it's interesting. We what we have here are very good contestants, but they're imperfect. So what we have here is Nini, who I think in a lot of ways has, from a strategy perspective, really got this game down. For the most part. Like, not all. We saw her, she get thrown for a loop here. But she has worked out how things are supposed to work, and she's, for the most part, successful. Okay? Then you have Jane, who is naturally just very good at this competition. But the one thing she couldn't figure out is how to be likable. Not that she's a villain. A villain would almost make more sense. She's just like... She's just annoying. Exhausting. Yeah. Yeah. And so there's that. Okay. And that's the thing. I just feel like the Miss Shenanigans role that Jane got was like so clearly the best role. Like, the lead of Annie is not Annie. It's Miss Hannigan, right? Like, so the fact that we spent all this time fighting over Daddy Warbucks and Annie instead of, like, the Miss Hannigan role, like that, I was like, Nini, you should have really gone for that. Even the fucking dog, I thought, was a better role than Annie itself. But that's happened a couple of times with Jane, where she so clearly picks the right person and they just give it to her. They don't even challenge her, nor do they want it. What was the last thing that she did? RDR Live, like that walk-on role was, I felt much better. Much better. And that's not just like thinking that after seeing it. Like at the time of picking roles, I was like, you got to be Miss Hannigan. Like, come on. Yeah. Anyway. Okay, let's go over to the one they dropped those vocal tracks and they did the choreo. Let's start with the vocal tracks part. Any big thoughts in there? I love that it wasn't Michelle doing it. I thought that was great. And yeah, we sort of see here, like, Jane does her thing. She does great. And Kenya in confessional is like, oh my God, here comes Jane coming into this recording session with a full mother tucking character. And I'm like, yeah, it's Miss Hannigan. Like, she didn't have much work to do. She just copy and pasted it like as written. Like, that's these dummies should have tried for that. And I thought Mikey sounded great. Good for Mikey. I didn't notice her doing well in the girl group challenge, like when they were laying down those tracks. Like, she didn't stand out as the singer, but in this week, she was really good.
You don't think she sounded a little off key in the recording thing? I guess we couldn't hear the track, but it sounded a little like what an off key voice would sound like.
Potentially. I feel like she's the best of the bunch, though.
Yeah, it's true. Also, just big props to Leland for dyeing that stupid blonde hair back to his normal natural color. And I want to know how the producer died.
I think it was lymphoma.
Oh, you know this?
I saw it posted somewhere online. And people were like, fuck cancer or something. So, yeah, that sucks.
That does suck. R.I.P.
Yeah.
Let's go to the choreo session. Jamal comes on with a guest choreographer who looks like Jamal. Like, it looks like the rusical casting of Jamal. Like, if they were going to do rusical, they were going to do rusical the rusical.
Yeah.
And they would have one of those dancers come and play Jamal. That's what they would look like.
Yeah.
Okay, any other thoughts?
I just thought it was fun. I like when they watch each other learn the choreo, but to me, it doesn't really matter if someone's struggling to learn the choreo because, like, yeah, you're learning it. It only matters what you do on the final product. So when they're like, wow, she's really struggling, I'm like, who cares?
Yeah.
So I got no other thoughts on that.
No, I know. You know, I just saw this video that was very interesting about Meryl Streep, right? And again, one of the out of context videos from a bigger thing, but they kind of give you a little bit of context in the description. But essentially, and I had heard this about Laurence Olivier too, about Laurence Olivier being like really bad at table reads and cold reading, like really, like people were like, this is Olivier, like really, really bad. Right. Okay. And, Meryl Streep's interviewed in this clip, but it's her like in some sort of rehearsal, and she has the book in her hand and the script, and she's reading it, and she's not Meryl Streeping it. She's just like, later in the workroom, the queens get to work, right? And she starts talking about how like she doesn't like people to see her process because it's her process. It's not meant to be good. You're building this structure that's meant to be good, and during that process, it's not going to look good. It's not ready to be seen yet. You know, that's what part of that process is. She's very eloquent in it. And you're right. It's like, yeah, they're learning the choreo, you know, they're learning how to do it. So of course it's going to be awkward. And then it's up to them to rehearse. Again, we've talked about this many times before, but I'll say it again. When they do an episode like this, they generally film everything up to the rusical on the cruise Friday. Mm-hmm. And then during the weekend, the girls rehearse. And then when the crew comes back on their Monday, then that's when they film, you know, the rusical and the runway and all that shit.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So they've had the entire weekend to practice this. And I think that choreographer was probably there instead of Jamal during the weekend to guide them through, you know. And yeah, so there you go. That is, so the other thought, I was going to say, let's talk about the parts where we see, and this is actually, I'm going to go against myself and make fun of them, but Discord and Nini, Coco doing that, the Running Man or whatever. Mm-hmm. It was so awkward looking at the footage, they said. I at one point when they showed them doing it, I was like, if clip 0 could be visual, this would be it.
Yeah, so it's fun to watch. It's funny, but it shouldn't matter.
All right. And then let's go to this elimination day. I didn't really have any big thoughts on elimination day, but I don't know if you do.
Well, I was just glad that Nini was like, oh yeah, Mikey, like I was wrong. You should have always been Fanny. I was like, okay, props nice to you, Nini, for copping that.
Yeah.
And then there was a lot of Juicy and Athena relationship chat, which should have been like warning bells.
Yeah. I know. And you know what? I didn't pick up on it. Because I think to me, the thought of them doing it in this episode was so like ridiculous. So I was like, oh, whatever.
Yeah. And I was kind of like, oh, they're finally getting around to establishing the Juicy Athena relationship, because I feel like for the past 2 months, it's sort of been ignored. Every time Juicy's been floundering during a sewing challenge, like she's never looking to Athena. Every time she's going to Jane for comedy help, she's never going to Athena. I'm like, are they even fucking related? But then this episode, all of a sudden, they're like, oh, we love each other. We help each other throughout stuff all the time. And it's like, oh, okay, yeah. Nice reminder that they're related.
Mm-hmm. Very good. They are related. They're grandmother and granddaughter?
Yeah, but it's that thing where it's like grandmother, but really mother.
Do you think it's weird that Morphine never comes up? I do think it's talk weird. About Morphine.
Yeah.
She never comes up. And I just realized it right now. I'm like, who's the mother? I'm like, oh, it's Morphine. And they have never brought her up. Not once.
Not even in the photos.
Not even in photos. In fact, I was like, oh, that's right. Athena isn't her drag mother. Athena's her drag grandmother. Morphine's her drag mother. And I'm like, oh, that's weird that she never comes up. Ever.
It's weird.
It came up in the first episode. We talked about the relationship, and that was it. Mm-hmm. Very, very strange. Okay. All right. Well, now it's time for the Maxi Challenge presentation of the Fanny the Rusical. Not the Fanny the Rusical. It's called Fanny the Rusical. But in this, we have first up in the first thing, it's Mikey Meeks as Fanny and Darlene Mitchell as, is it Randy or what's the name of the dog? Brandy, the dog. Any big thoughts there?
Are we talking about their like whole performance? Because they come in now and then they come in at the end.
You can talk about their whole performance. Yeah. You can put them all together. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's start with Mikey as Fanny. I thought she was great. I thought she sang really good. I thought she had like the earnestness of Annie. She didn't really have the scrappiness of Annie. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I thought it was kind of a thankless role, and that she had to carry the whole show, be the lead of the whole thing, but she didn't really get the best material, I felt. But I still felt with what she was given and what she did, I thought it was a really good job. It just, I was left wanting a little bit more.
Okay, fair enough.
What did you think?
I thought it was good performances. The material's kind of corny, but it's not their fault, is what I wrote.
Yeah.
But they were both good. They were serviceable. Yeah.
I'd still sort of give Mikey the win. Just because she did carry it and there weren't any fuck-ups, that kind of a thing. With Darlene, I thought this was like an adequately safe performance, and I thought that was a good decision for Darlene to sort of hide behind being a dog. Mm-hmm. And I thought the Scooby-Doo voice was funny.
Okay, yeah, sure. Kenya and Juicy. Kenya played Grace Gautier. Now, Grace is the one in the movie or the musical. It's the one played by Anne Reinking, who's Warbucks' assistant. And then Cecile, I think, is just one of the maids. Like the one, Cecile will pick out all your clothes. Blue is her best color. No, red, I think.
Yeah. You're a big Annie fan, Joe?
I like the movie a lot. I was a big fan of the movie. And I just saw it recently.
Which one?
The one with the only one. You know what I mean? The one with Carol Burnett.
Yeah, that was my one that I watched growing up. I know there's another one, but that was my one.
There's a couple other ones.
There's a few, but...
Yeah. I just saw it recently at the Academy Museum. John Paul and the Evil John did not like it. I was like, oh, this is a really good movie. And it plays really well on the big screen. If you have a chance to watch it on the big screen, you should check it out. Anyway, Kenya and then Juicy was Cecile. And I thought Juicy was good, and I thought Kenya was okay. What do you think?
I thought they were fantastic. Like,
you did? You liked them?
What I'm on, but I actually thought Juicy was really good. I don't think she needed more of a character other than what she presented, because I assume they were just meant to be those like ballroom club kitty type people. And I feel like that's what she delivered. Like, I didn't need anything else behind the eyes.
Once again, is they write these shallow roles and they expect them to make miracles out of them. And it's like, well, that's the role you wrote. You know?
Yeah, in the critique later, Rue's like, I didn't see an editorialized point of view from Juicy. And it's like, what could her editorialized point of view have been?
In Fanny, the Hardknock ball.
Yeah, like, when she's just meant to be the ballroom person, which is what she did.
Yeah.
Fantastically. I thought it was great.
Athena had the role of, what is it? Mama Big Bucks.
Yeah.
What do you think of this?
You know, she can't sing and she can't dance, but I thought she did better than I thought she would. Like, it was a good rusical in that everyone sort of did well, right? But like, yeah, she wasn't in the top half.
Look, Athena has a tendency to be very stiff and very studied and very like overly polished, but she was fine. The vocals were fine, and there wasn't anything special about it. But I don't know what you would expect her to do with that role. It goes back again to the role.
Yeah, she didn't bomb, but like someone else maybe could have done that role much better. Much better. I keep saying
that. Yeah, it's your word of the day. Okay. Moving on, we have Discord Nini. Discord was Lil Salty and Nini was Big Peppa. Now, I know there's a little girl named Pepper, and they just did it opposite for...
Well, and like they were sort of singing in the style of like a Salt and Pepper.
Oh, you're right. I didn't even put that together. But yeah, because one of the little girls is named Pepper in the musical Annie.
Yeah.
That's very smart, Nathan. Okay. What do you think here?
I thought they should have been the bottom two. I thought they were very lacking in charisma and impact. And that was pretty clear cut to me that they would be in the bottom.
Yeah, I thought so too. And Lori and I agreed with you on the big takeaway that we thought they should have been in the bottom. The dancing was not great, and I think the editors tried to hide that as much as possible, but it was not good. Next, we have Jane Doan as Miss Shenanigans. Your thoughts here?
Yeah, she did a great job. I mean, she had the character and the physicality and all of that, but I don't know if it's just because I don't like Jane, and I'm struggling to sort of divorce that from my opinions, but I didn't laugh or like it, but I can't deny she did a good job. You know, it's tricky.
I don't think I disagree with you. I have here, look, she was fine. She wasn't as funny as Rue wanted us to think she was funny, but she was fine. You know, they tried to like really put her up, but yeah. And then, Lori and I discussed this on the big takeaway, but I want to hear your thoughts. I couldn't really follow the story of the show. Lori was strangely able to completely recite back to me the story of the show, but I don't know where you fall on that.
Well, she's going to open her own house. She was auditioning for the house of Mama Big Bucks, and then Mama Big Bucks said, get rid of the dog. And she said, no, I'm not going to get rid of my fucking dog. I'm going to start a new house. And then also maybe the dog was a human the whole time. I'm unclear on that. And yeah, there you go.
All right. Very good.
What, I mean, what's more,
I
what
didn't
is there
know.
more
Like,
than that?
I go, well, I'm busy writing notes and I don't know what's going on here. All right. The runway, the category was just, look, they give them these funny names, beige against the machine, but it's just the dresses had to be beige. Did you have any big thoughts on the looks here, Nathan?
I thought it was a really, really good week for looks. I think maybe Juicy and Darlene had my favorite looks.
Juicy was really good. I don't remember Darlene's.
Darlene had like the really big like shoulder pads, but she was like big but also flat. Okay. I don't really, And then I think maybe my least favorite, not saying it was a bad look, but my least favorite would have been Athena just because of like the hay. It was giving too much like Fiyero Act 2, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean, but yeah. All right. Any other thoughts on the looks?
No.
All right. Later on the main stage, the girls stand before the judges and await their critiques. Jane Doan is named the winner of the challenge, while Juicy Love Dion and Athena Dion were placed in the bottom two, forcing to face off in a lip-sync battle for their lives. The song, Call Me When You Break Up by Selena Gomez, Benny Blanco, and Gracie Abrams. In the end, Juicy lived to see another day, while Athena was asked to sashay away. Nathan Patrick Brown, I'm going to ask you one by one, but the questions are, did the right queen win the challenge? Were the right two queens in the bottom? And did the right queen get the chop? Let's start first at that first part. Did the right queen win the challenge?
No, I don't think so. I think Mikey should have won because she had the harder job and Jane was very expected. And also storyline-wise, it would have been nice to sort of award Mikey for this week and her good job last week and her good job like other times. And maybe if Jane didn't get that win that she wanted and kept complaining about, like that might have been a bit more interesting to see how that progressed. Like imagine giving someone a Jan edit when they're actually doing well. Like that could have been really interesting.
Yeah.
So no.
All right. Were the right two, by the way, you're correct. I think Lori and I agreed with you on the big takeaway on that. Were the right two queens in the bottom?
No. I think it should have been Nini and Discord.
Lori and I
maybe
agreed with you
Athena.
there. Oh, okay. Lori and I agreed with you. There should have been Nini in Discord. So once again, point for Nathan.
Well, I thought it was interesting the way that they were like, they split up Nini in Discord.
Yeah.
Like as if one was better than the other, or one was safe and one was top or whatever. And I was like, they did this sort of exact same thing. Like
Yeah.
I couldn't tell them apart.
Well, maybe it was based on the look.
Yeah, Nini's look was probably better than Discord's look. But again, Nini was safe and then Discord was apparently in the top. Like I was confused why there was like 4 tops and 2 bottoms in the deliberate, like on the main stage.
Sounds like your dream.
Critiques. Anyway.
Did the right queen get the chop? Well, obviously not, because she shouldn't even been there, according to you.
Yeah, I don't think so. When it comes, I really liked Athena in the end there. I thought she was a fun personality, but she wasn't as good at the competition as I thought she would have been. And I'm excited to see Juicy continuing. So yeah, okay, sure. Like, I don't think it's the right queen overall, but out of the bottom 2, yeah.
So on the main stage, Rue was talking to Mikey Meeks, and she was like, you had to fight for the role of Fanny. I'm like, did she though? She auditioned, and then she's like, all right, you can have it. Like, what would, like, I wouldn't, like, yes, she did fight for it, but like, she didn't really fight for it like the way, you know, they typically do. She was just like, all right, well, you can have it, sure. And I know it was a strategy.
And as soon as she said, you can have it, Nini sort of begged her to take the role.
Yeah. I think she won strategically, but I don't know if she was really fighting for it. In terms of the lip sync, I mean, in terms of the actual lip sync itself, I think it was pretty clear that Juicy won that lip sync. Well, of course I'm going to say because I hate old people. So I was always going to say that Juicy won the lip sync. But
I just don't think it was a good lip sync at all, in that it did feel so forced to get it there. Mm-hmm. And I just think that the song choice for that week was like the wrong time to do this mother-daughter lip sync. If you were if you were hell-bent on doing a mother-daughter lip sync, why do it to this shitty little song? Like, it felt like they were trying to have that Raven Jujubee call your girlfriend moment, but I'm like, the emotions are mismatched to the lip sync song, and so it just really made me go like, ugh, this is shit.
I have my conspiracy theories about this, and we'll talk about them right now. But before we do anything, any final thoughts on the episode, Nathan?
I was generally just quite annoyed by this shenanigan. Mm-hmm. And I'm not talking about Miss Shenanigans, Jane. I'm talking about the producer shenanigans.
Yes, which is generally where you and I fall on these episodes when people think we're negative. But what I was going to say, and this goes with producer shenanigans, this is a conspiracy theory. A lot of this is informed by what I read online. I have no knowledge. But let me ask you this. What do you predict's going to happen next week? Because we saw there's some sort of like somebody's coming back or something like that. What do you think's happening next week?
Oh, it could just be the lip sync Lollapalooza. That's what I thought.
Oh, you think... No, because we know what the challenge is, don't we? Oh, no, we don't know what the challenge is. You're right. They didn't show what the challenge is. So a lot of the speculation online is that it's a makeover challenge because we're split even, and they're going to bring back the eliminated queens. And that maybe if you're on the eliminated winning team, that is a chance for you to come back. And so they said we've done this before in season 7. We did it with season 11. And so I was telling, that's probably why they did, like, look, we're running out of chances for the grandmother and the granddaughter to go off against each other. This is a good example. We bring, because like, look, we've actually lost 3 heavy hitters in a row. We lost, Vita Vonti Star. We lost Mia Star. We lost Athena Love Dion. And like, if it would have been Discord that went home this week or Kenya Pleaser, would any of us be as like, oh, gagged that they came back like, oh, I thought I got rid of this bitch, you know? So it kind of lends itself, especially with 3 people who are pretty strong, to possibly come back. I think it lends itself well to that. We have 7 queens down, 7 queens to remain. So it's perfectly matched for a makeover challenge. I think that I actually think there's something to this internet theory.
It kind of, if they're just going to bring, let's say, Athena back next week, that kind of makes me even more annoyed that we just had to go through all of this and it's not even going to last. Like, it's like when Marvel will kill off a character and then they're back the next movie. It's like, it make consequences stick, you know?
All right. Well, it annoys you. But what if it's Vita Von Star?
Well, that will be fun.
Interesting.
I mean, that's one of the pros of this season is that the pecking order hasn't been obvious to me.
Yeah.
And that I've been quite surprised week to week at who's actually going home. So the fact that I'm on my toes is a good thing. But when it just feels manipulative, that's when I turn off.
Yeah. Any other thoughts?
Just want to quickly say, rest in peace to Maxie Shield. We lost her in the past week, and I thought she was just so amazing. Like I saw her a few times, met her a few times, and she was always really nice. And I think she's maybe one of the better queens to come out of Drag Race Down Under. And I just think it's really sad. And yeah, just wanted to say that.
All right, very good. Well, that's going to do it for this week's episode of RuPaul's Drag Race Recap. Be sure to join us next week and every week as we continue to discuss, dissect, and deconstruct each brand new episode of RuPaul's Drag Race Season 18. So for Nathan Patrick Brown and myself,
see you next Tuesday.
You and Lori with your...
Hi, I'm Rebecca Ford, Senior Awards Correspondent at Vanity Fair and co-host of Little Gold Men. Oscar season is upon us. Little Gold Men takes you behind the scenes of the race for the biggest prize in Hollywood.
There's 100 wrestlers in the room, but only one can be Oscar nominated.
Whether you're a movie lover or an industry buff, Little Gold Men from Vanity Fair has everything you need to know about this year's Oscar race. Follow and listen to Little Gold Men wherever you get your podcasts.